Hi, I'm Dylan and welcome to vocalcoachingonline.com. So this video answers the question, how to lip trill, sometimes called lip bubbles or lip rolls. First, we need to get the lips to vibrate. So how are we going to do that? Well, to start with, normally I think, well, imagine you're cold or something. You just go, ooh, ooh, that's cold. Yeah? Or you're a horse. Yeah, that's the kind of sound we want. See my lippies? Okay, so that's how we want to start our lip trill. Some other people find it's easier if you just, because sometimes there's a lot of lip tension around this area, or it's a little too tight here. You can't lip trill if you're smiling, so get that face relaxed, okay? Sometimes just by pulling in here, that gets people going, okay? So that's what we want to start with. So from there, we move on to going, yeah? Also, I suppose I should make a point of the tongue placement should be just between the teeth. Okay, so it's relaxed, look. Yeah? I'm not biting on it with my teeth, simply placing my tongue gently between the teeth. Now, that does a couple of things. One, it makes sure that the tongue doesn't pull back down the throat when you go higher, which it does have a tendency to do. And when it does that, it's a sign of tension. Okay. Also, it makes sure that you keep your mouth slightly open. Yeah. Because again, another one of the things that people tend to do as they go higher, the jaw tends to clam up. Yeah. And as you can see from that, look, how the lip trill itself, if you lose the connection with the lips, sometimes it's a sign that the lips are starting to pull back into a kind of smile. And as they do, that then loses the lip trill, shows you've got tension. So all those things you need to be aware of. Okay, so, Okay, so make sure that the tongue is gently resting between the teeth. We're going to start with gentle bubbles with the lips, just little bursts going. Okay, little explosions of air. That's the best way to get the thing going. Once you've got the little short burst, work on doing it a little longer. And then longer. Okay, so once we've got that going on, we need to move on to the next section. Next section is then to do the same thing again, but now with sound behind it. Don't worry about the pitch, that's not important at the moment. Just focus on being able to hold the note with no tension in the throat. Also try and feel the breath support around your waist with your hands. This will be covering in another video. Okay, so no sound. Now, as I've said already, the note isn't important. What's important is that it feels comfortable, so it's going to be somewhere in your speaking range. Okay, so from there we want to go. Again, doing really the same as before when we weren't adding any sound to the but now we've got it voiced. In other words, we've got the vocal folds that are in here zipping up, as a lot of people seem to refer to it on here. I refer to it as pinching, connecting, yeah? So they connect, and we've got pitch. Okay, so from that point, keep practicing that. Don't try and rush it. Take your time. Make sure that you can hold it for at least 10, 15 seconds, something like that. Be aware of facial tension, especially at the end, when people tend to do this kind of thing and they go, and sort of start to pull the lips back at the end and you lose the trill. People also tend to do that, as I said earlier on, when they go higher, they sort of go and start to pull back rather than going Okay, that was an example there of a lip trill quite happily moving up and down through the range. Okay, so from doing that lip trill, you should, like I say, you should be feeling a bit of support on the sides as well. Just notice it at the moment. Like I say, I'll go into a lot more detail on that in another video. Right, so from that, we now need to work on trilling, sliding down. So we start with the... Now just find a note that's comfortably just a little higher. Try and feel like the sound stays right between the lips. When you have a sensation that the sound feels like it drops back, that's you losing focus on the vocal folds. Okay? And again, a lot of things about like balance and coordinating all these bits and pieces I'll go through in other videos. So on. Hear how relaxed the sound is. There's certainly no effort. Okay, it's not a breathy sound, and it's not a pushed sound. Not an angry sound, if you like, I suppose. Okay, so with that sliding down there, a couple of things it does. It's a great warm-up exercise within its own right, but it also connects over the break nicely. It's also a great laryngeal relaxer, so it relaxes your voice box beautifully for a warm-up. It's also a really good warm-down exercise, just this sliding. Okay, so from sliding, where do we move to? Sirening. So we've started with, then we added sound, then we slid down from comfortably high to comfortably low. If you're using this as a warm-up exercise, you could start increasing the range to take it a little higher. Okay, like I say, we're now into sirening, so you now go. And there you can see how it is such a useful exercise for blending over the break in the voice, but you can just keep sirening over and over that area, making the sound very smooth and easy. Okay, so that was the lip trill on sirening. From there, once you can do that with no tension in the voice, you can then move on to song work. The best way to do this is to work one line at a time. So you trill the line, you then sing the line. The very first time you do this, I would say trill the line maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Really get the muscle memory, feeling exactly how that coordination should be, making sure you feel the sound right on the lips. Remember, that's going to translate into a forward focused sound. From there, you then sing the line. Try not to control the voice too much, just let it happen. And what you should find is a lot of the muscle memory of the lip trill is still present. And as a result, you'll feel that the voice and the throat should be much more open and the voice much more focused with no real effort. Okay? Keep doing that. You'll also feel that the vocal folds will pinch correctly for that. Vocal pinch, sometimes called glottal compression, is something that I'll also cover in another video. Okay? Right. That's it, basically. You just use that technique over and over. You now know the technique behind the lip trill. It's now just a matter of practice. Remember to stay chill when you're doing this, as stressing out will only close your throat and you'll never get it in. Okay, just something else I wanted to point out. Remember, don't just learn to lip trill and do it on everything all the time. Also learn to use other covering techniques like the tongue trill, humming. There's several different hums. There's the N, as in the word no, M, as in the word me, and as in the word sing, that on the end. Okay? There's also z and v. All of these techniques also work very well, and they're part of the covering group of techniques, so they cover the voice, protect it if you like. whilst also learning to feel the correct connection in the vocal folds and the breath support. Remember that the voice needs to stay supple. The voice is a living instrument, so make sure that you don't just stick to one of these exercises. Use different vocalizing sounds to really keep the voice supple. If you've tried this and you still, after a week, say, don't get it and can't get it, then move on to something else. You're not the first. Every now and then I get a student who really just doesn't get it, but works happily with a tongue trill. Tongue trill, again, is another video that I've got that I mentioned earlier. Check it out, get into that one. You know, it's also a really good exercise. This is Dylan on behalf of vocalcoachingonline.com saying have a good one. Bye.